This week AEW presents the Dynamite Big Business special show at Boston's TD Garden, so watch the video till the end. The show opens with the surprise debut of Mercedes Mone, and she says she's home and she gets welcome home chants and says wrestling saved her life and gave her hope and changed her life. She names Eddie Guerrero as she says he helped her see that she could do this one day. She calls AEW the only place where this revolution can be global, and we are going to make that happen. Mercedes looks forward to mixing it up with the roster. She calls out Willow Nightingale and says they have unfinished business. Mercedes says she is all elite and she thanks Tony Khan and the fans and calls herself the new CEO. Then we saw a match between Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the AEW World Championship, and the result of this match was Samoa Joe won the match by referee stoppage with the Coquina Clutch, retaining the AEW World Championship. Post-match, Swerve Strickland fights off some security guards and comes to the ring, but Samoa Joe leaves. Alex Marvez tries to interview the Elite, Kazuchika Okada and the Elite, and the Young Bucks say Okada's passport says the Rainmaker on it, so he should be shown respect. Matthew Jackson highlights their synergy and their friendship, and Okada says he's coming for Penta El Zero Miedo, Pac, and Eddie Kingston. He tells Marvez to sing happy birthday to Matthew. The next match happened between Death Triangle and Eddie Kingston versus the Elite, and the result of this match was the Elite won the match by pinfall with a Rainmaker from Kazuchika Okada on Eddie Kingston. Okada raises the AEW Continental Crown Championship and clearly states his interest in the gold. Will Ospreay comes to the ring to discuss his upcoming match against Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty, and the fans chant bruv as Ospreay looks ahead to facing Danielson. He says he's glad Danielson is a fan of his work. Ospreay says the match against Danielson means a lot to him. He brings up the restore the feeling phrase and says, bruv, I am the feeling. Ospreay says the match will be what AEW is all about, as it will pit two of the best wrestlers in the world against each other. He says it will be about proving who the best wrestler in the world is, and he is on another level. In an interview, Deonna Purrazzo addresses Toni Storm and says this isn't over. She says she will have no problem finding a partner for a match next week, and she tells Storm to watch for the shoe, as it's heading straight up her ass. The next match happened between Darby Allin versus Jay White, and the result of this match was Jay White won the match by pinfall with Blade Runner. White celebrates with the guns. He extends a handshake to Darby but turns it into a gun taunt, as Bullet Club Gold attacks Allin, and the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn runs out to make the save. There's clearly some tension in the Bang Bang Scissor Gang as they argue, and Jay White blindsides Billy Gunn with a chair shot. Bullet Club Gold turns on the Acclaimed and leaves them lying, and they also take Allin out with a vicious shot to the ankle. Then we saw a match between Chris Jericho and Hook versus Gates of Agony, and the result of this match was Chris Jericho and Hook won the match by submission with Red Rum from Hook. In an interview, Kyle O'Reilly reflects on his time away from the ring and says he wonders if he can still hang. He says he has had his sights set on Brian Keith, and he will face Keith in his return to the ring. Roderick Strong interrupts and says he respects and loves Kyle. They hug, and Strong walks away after Mike Bennett and Matt Taven give him a fist bump. Mercedes Mone introduces herself to Riho ahead of the main event and wishes her luck. Backstage, Chris Jericho and Hook are asked about their win, and Jericho says Hook rose to the occasion, and he has future world champion written all over him. He says he needs to know what it's like to face him. He challenges Hook to a match next week, and Hook accepts. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Riho versus Willow Nightingale, and the result of this match was Willow Nightingale defeated Riho by pinfall with the Dr. Bomb. Willow hugs Riho after the match and the lights go out, and Julia Hart appears when they come back on. Sky Blue and Julia Hart attack Willow, and Mercedes Mone comes to the ring to make the save. She fights off Hart and Blue. Willow raises Mercedes' arm and stands tall, and CEO chants breakout.